Hey, what up everyone? I'm Sinnycool and this is EverQuest Project 1999. And today we are on the green server on the level 36 Enchanter. Gonna be doing a little duo action with the Ranger here. Gonna show you a easy camp, super easy. Good experience, not gonna die, really easy, really smooth. Went really well. So be showing you that, and have a couple ideas for videos, like 3 ideas for some videos. I might let you know about one of them. I don't want to like give up everything. And then there's also a community tab post right now. If you go to my channel and you go to community, there is a poll. I want you to vote on what class you like to watch me play right now. I know it changes probably sometimes. Like maybe it was the Necro, and you watched enough of that, and now you want to see something different. Or maybe you're new and you want to see the Necro, or whatever. Just let me know. I put up a poll, and it's Enchanter, Necro, Shadow Knight, Shaman, and Wizard. Those seem to be the 5 most popular choices, or at least, the ones I have that I could play. So go vote on that poll. But yeah, in this one, we're just hanging out with Trey here, Valraven, in Kazakh and gonna go do a little easy camp for just a little bit, not too long. Kind of a shorter video here. Just wanted to show it to him. Been trying to get back into the groove of duoing every once in a while. So we got one in, we got one under our belt, and I think that's important. If you're trying to get back into the game, trying to do some duo action or trio action, or get back with the boys or the girls, just get one in, man. Like start to schedule it. Even if you can only do 30 minutes, just do it. Make it a thing. Eventually, it might turn into 45 minutes, an hour, 2 hours. Just get one in. Get back into action. Get back into the groove of things, and maybe it'll turn into more of a thing. Or maybe you're solo. I got tons of solo videos on here. We've been doing pretty well on the channel lately. Like, I feel like you guys have been doing great, and it's all because of you guys. But I think I've been picking better like topics and videos to do, and been trying harder and stuff like that. So I think it's an effort on both sides, and that's what it's going to take. So I've almost been thinking about doing more videos. So let me know, what do you think? What day? What would be another day we could do? Let me get this mic out of my nose. I don't want y'all. I feel like every time I got sinuses and whatnot, and sometimes I'd be breathing heavy. But anyway, we're here buffing up at the zone line of Kazakh. Um, just trying to hurry up and go quickly do something. So just giving like the bare bones buffs here. I did Gift of Magic, Clarity. I did my like shielding. All gone Valraven there. He's a ranger. I think he's 33. So 33 ranger and a 36 enchanter are about to head into the depths of Kazakh. Last time I was here, I died, and I didn't show that on video. What happened was, I think I'd explained it a little bit in the last, in a previous video, because it did happen like a month ago or 3 weeks ago or something like that. But I was running around in Kazakh trying to figure out what I was gonna do for the day, and there was people in Kazakh. Um, I think like I was like I didn't want to do a certain camp because we already did it before, and then I tried to go to the throne room. It just looked a little bit too difficult, and then I went to the maze to screw around in the maze, and that's where I always die. So if you ever go to Kazakh, the maze is a good place to die. There's stuff that can see invisible in there, and that's what happened. So I was taking lefts, just just seeing where I would end up, and I was kind of trying to make it to the. I think there's like a big pyramid in there, like forget what the camp is called. Put it in the comments. But I was trying to make it kind of there, and something sees invisible like right before you go through that door. So be careful right there. I've died there multiple times on my Necro, on my Enchanter. I just love to die there, I think. And so I think it's the see invisible portion, and then it gets a little bit harder right there too. Like as soon as you enter the throne room, it gets hard, and then like as soon as you enter that pyramid area, it gets hard. So when you cross the threshold, it's a little bit harder. But yeah, invising up. We didn't have see invisible. How would you guys handle this situation? I don't think I have see invisible. I need to go look up every one of my spells because I don't even know what some of them do sometimes. Because you get a spell when you're like level whatever, 12 or something, and now you're level 36, and you like never use it, and then you forget what exactly it does. You have an idea of what it does, like, oh, I know this is a buff, I know this is a damage, I know this is, but there's certain things that you're not 100% sure what they do, and I need to start keeping like the wiki open or something, because I don't know if I could have cast See Invisible on him or not. I don't know. Let me know. I'm 36 Enchanter. Do I have any way to give him See Invisible? So how would you handle this situation? I was trying to show him the way to a camp, and I had to end up explaining it to him. And this part's kind of funny. I just keep opening and closing this door to show him where to go. I kind of explained the directions to him, and then I just opened and closed this door to show him where to go. I think he was there, like, right now, but I ended up doing that probably for way too long. But I just wanted to make sure he knew where I was. Because you don't really, like, some people don't even know where this camp is. I don't know if I've ever showed you all the whole way to this camp. It's the gator camp. We're doing the gators again, but we've never duoed it. And, I think it's a really cool duo camp. Like, doing it solo, definitely possible, definitely the way you should probably do it. But it does get a little hairy here and there, and there's like just enough. You can almost, sometimes I like one gator I can't kill, or two gators I can't kill. Well, if you have a duo, it turns it into a super easy, super fast, like, it turned it into a really easy camp. So, starting to appear, this is a good place to start to appear because there's nothing right here. If you want to, like, stage up right here, be a good spot. But yeah, you go out the doors there, the only doors you can do, the entrance doors. You take a right, there's a ladder right there. You go up the ladder, you go through the door right in front of the ladder. Then you go the only way you can go, you'll end up right here. And you actually go into this water. And I was having trouble jumping into it. I think I was invisible in a weird camera view. So eventually I figured that out. For a minute there, though, I'm worried. I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna drown. I'm gonna freaking drown here like an idiot. And nobody can save you while you're drowning, you know? So I was like, oh crap. But then I figured it out. Like, I was in a bad camera. Sometimes that'll happen. You'll go invisible in a weird camera view, and you won't be able to control your character because you can't see yourself. So I eventually figured that out. I went back to first person and I swam down. And then this is pretty much the only way you can go. There's torches, just go towards the torches. Then I kind of set up right here to fight the gators. Because there's only one right here. I mean, there's the ones in the water, but they don't really jump out unless you're like sitting there like a dude with your shirt off, your nipples out, putting your feet in the water, like, you know, just dipping your toes in the water, just flicking your feet like a weirdo. That's the only way that I think those gators in the water would attack you, if you're doing something weird like that. Just chilling with your jorts on, your shirt popped off, showing your tats. You know, got short jorts so you can show your thigh tat, and shiny thighs. You know, shaved your legs, dipping your toes in the water, flicking some water out there. That's the only way I think those gators would come after you. So don't stand on the very edge of the water. Right now I'm invisible, so it doesn't matter, but I'm just saying, like, to stage, to like get ready to do this camp. Right here is a pretty good spot, just don't dip your toes in the water. So I'm soothing. I'm going to soothe. There's 3 of them right here. There's a roamer, which is the one I just soothed. He's roaming right now. He could pretty much walk right through me and not aggro if I soothed him right. So I think I actually do that. So Val is at the green water, so that's the other side of the hallway, so I gotta tell him to get over here. So I soothe that one. Don't forget to soothe the one around the corner, because it will come a-running. Old Sniff will come a-running if he sees you not working hard enough. He's all sweaty. He's huffing and puffing. He wants to look over your shoulder. So I charm that one. I charm the roamer, and I send it right there at the right gator. The one around the corner won't come after you if you soothed it right. Soothe, harmony, whatever you got. So I'm having these 2 gators fight each other like I'm solo right at the moment, and I'm trying to tell Val where I'm at. So right now, typing that in, hey, I'm right where we came out of the water. So just charming, charm fighting, rooting, accidentally root the wrong one. It's alright. So turn the brightness up a little bit. Let me know if you guys noticed. There's a feature when This is me recording audio over a previous recording of video. Just so you know. I'm not actually playing live at the moment. We recorded this last night. I'm doing the audio this morning. But in doing that, I looked at the video options of the video that I recorded, and there was options to turn the brightness up, turn the contrast up, turn the hue up, whatever. So I tried it just a little bit, just a tad. So I turned up the brightness like 10 out of 100 or something, or whatever, like 60. I think 50's in the middle. So I just turned it up a little bit, and then I did the contrast even less, just a little bit. So hopefully it looks a little bit better for you. I'm in Dark Elf Illusion, so that should help too. But Val's over there just slashing away. I am still setting up, like, still getting all my spells out, because I had died previously, like I said. So I didn't even have any spells on. I just got my corpse the last time I played this Enchanter. So you got the dude around the corner here. We can send our pet at it. So I'm just going to keep this gator pet whenever I'm duoing. I usually just keep a pet. So the difference between, like, me duoing and me soloing is that when I'm soloing, I'm going to charm something, have it fight something else, and then I'm going to kill both of them, right? So I'll uncharm, I'll go invisible, so I lose my pet, and then I'll kill my pet, then I'll kill the thing the pet was fighting. So here my charm breaks. Got to get back into the groove here. Got the color shift, and then I go straight into the charm. You can do that many different ways. The more spells you get, the more options you have. Sometimes I will mesmerize instead of, you know, depends what I'm doing. If I'm killing it off, sometimes I'll mes them when they break charm. But when I want to re-charm it, that's when I'll stun and then... So I should probably throw a Tosh in there at some point. But it is what it is. I was still setting up, so I didn't have all my spells out yet. So I wasn't doing my full... all my spells. But we're getting there. We killed 2 of them. I still have the same gator pet. It's a green. At 36, these will green a little bit. I think it's still pretty good, though. You have a good ratio of... They all give experience still at 36. That's when you would probably start to think about not just doing this hallway. Once you get to, like, 37. 36 even, maybe. But it's pretty safe at 36. I feel like you could definitely make it to 37 in this hallway, but... Some people have higher ambitions and they want to get experience faster and they don't care about how safe it is, so they'll go further. I think you can go further. I've never been further than this hallway, but I think you can technically go further. I'll have to check it out one day. But I just wanted to show him this hallway. We got a corpse up there. Looks like somebody died. I don't know what they were doing. They're like naked with a club. So why were they down here? I don't know. Maybe someone was power leveling somebody else? I have no idea. Why would this ogre be down here dead like that? Would somebody loot like everything except for a couple weapons? Maybe. They're looking for a res. Just looks kind of strange to me. That might be the place you would die if something like backspawned you. But there's only 2 there. So gonna go up here and soothe. I still got the same pet. Hopefully I told it to guard. I can't even target that gator because of this giant corpse. I was trying to figure out how to do hide corpse. I always forget. There's 2 commands I always forget. You guys have any of those? I always forget how to increase the size of my text when I start a new character. It's something like font size 5 or something, but I always forget how to type it. And then, or like chat font size 5. It's something like that. And I always forget. I'm going to have to like look on the wiki or something instead of just sitting there bumbling, effing a football. Monkey effing football. But that's what I do. I just keep typing stuff until it works. But the chat font size when you start a new character, that's one thing I always forget. And then how to hide corpse. And you think it would be simple, /hide corpse. But it's something like /hide corpse all, or it's got to be all one word, or you have to put a space in there somewhere. And it's always like you're in a hurry, so you don't have time to just sit there and keep trying things. So, I don't know. But I soothed successfully. Got a single pull. just pulling with the pet. Send the pet on it. Should be fine. Back it off. Bring it somewhere safe. And then, yeah. Was, rooting, of course. Just in case my pet breaks, I don't want two things on me. With Trey here, it's much safer. Because he probably has a decent amount of aggro. But it's just a habit, you know, to root it. They also run away when they're dying, so it's another good thing to either root them or snare them so they don't get some friends. But I would root, tosh, slow, and then pretty much sit. Sometimes I would stand up and do an anarchy. It depends. Is it a blue? Is it a green? Does Trey have lower health or higher health? Depended on whether I would anarchy or not. I started to anarchy more. Like the further we got in there, the more we did. Because I was starting to get into a groove. But at the first couple, I think I was just like rooting, toshing. And then, at first I was just rooting and toshing, sending the pet in. Eventually I added in the slow, once he started losing health. And then after that I added in the anarchy, once we were, you know, a few gators in. But yeah, I got like 3 ideas for some videos. I've been really trying to get you guys some bangers. And appreciate all the love. And I think we should maybe do another day. I'm really thinking about it. Maybe not this month because I'm moving. I know I've been talking about moving for like this whole year, but it's happening. It's happening October 1st. I'm out of here. We got like 3 weeks left, less than 3 weeks technically now. I got like 20 days. So I'm gonna be pretty busy. But if you guys keep it up, I don't know if I'm gonna remember 3 weeks from now that we were doing so well like a month ago, you know? But if we keep doing well, like I don't expect this one to do that great, but you know, I got some ideas, so hopefully those pop off. But if we keep doing well, relatively well compared to whatever, then I'll think about adding another day for y'all. I don't know what day yet, but yeah, put it in the comments. But my ideas are, I'll just give you one of them because I don't want to give up the ghost and other people. I don't know. But I have three ideas at the moment, and I think they're all pretty good. I'll give you the one that I think is the least good. And that is I want to go get best in slot items from the wiki for my Shadow Knight. And I think I've said this before. We tried to do that with the Enchanter, maybe. But I think you guys like the Shadow Knight. I think you secretly like it. Maybe not the people that comment all the time, you know. I think if the people that comment, which are awesome, you guys go above and beyond, and I really appreciate it when you comment. I'm just saying, like, there's other people out there that don't comment, and just looking at my analytics, it looks like you guys like the Shadow Knight. Because if you go to my playlists from the starting A series, the Shadow Knight is crushing everything else. Even though we did like a whole thing, we did a scientific experiment with the starting A series. Whatever one's had the most views, that's why we're playing an Enchanter right now. But if you like look at it retroactively, like if you look at it now after lots and lots of months, actually the Shadow Knight would have won. Because I think the first video has like, I can't even remember, like 12,000 views or 8,000 views or 4,000 views, something like that. It's something that was way more than everything else. And then it kept it up after that. We've only done like 7 Shadow Knight videos. And even like the newest one, I think has like 600 and something views in like a week. So you guys seem to like the Shadow Knight, and I think that makes sense, really. I'm a necromancer. The thing I know most is being a necro. Shadow Knight isn't that far removed from a necro. Back in the day, I played a warrior to max level, raiding and stuff. I played on EverQuest Online Adventures. I played a Shadow Knight to, I think, almost max level. I was like 55, something like that. So, kind of makes sense if you really think about it. The Enchanter makes sense too, and it did get the views the fastest. So, I think we're definitely still going to play the Enchanter, but I'm thinking about starting to incorporate some more Shadow Knight into, like I've been doing already anyway. But I want to go on my Necro or my Shaman or my Enchanter and go get gear for the Shadow Knight, get best in slot. As far as like pre-planer, I'm not talking like the first list, like the classic. Now I might mix in some Kunark and Valius items if they're easier to get, but I'm not going to be going to like Shardock, and stuff like that. But like, for example, I already have, so we kind of already started, and there is a video out there, and I could change the title to match it to this whole thing that we might do. But we've already got the Dark Reaver and the enameled black chest plate, which are two best in slot for Shadow Knight pre-planer. So right now, Trey was nice enough to trade those items to my Shadow Knight from my Necro. So now the Shadow Knight has a Dark Reaver and an enameled black chest plate, or whatever it's called, 25 AC, and then the Dark Reaver, it's like 20. What is it? It's like 2042 with steel strength, something like that. And then I also gave the Shadow Knight an Axe of the Stoic or something like that, and it's like, it's really high damage. It was like 3440 or something crazy. 2440. 24, no, it had higher delay. So it was like 48, 2448 or 3048, something like that. And so my Shadow Knight, that's all he has so far, but that's two best in slot items. The Dark Reaver and the breastplate, the enameled black chest plate, are two technically best in slot for pre-planer, like classic type of deal. And that's when we were on our Necromancer in Lower Guck doing like everything. We were doing, I think could have been Assassin Splire. I think maybe somebody was in Ass Up. But we were doing like Executioner, Cavalier, everything down there in that area. And that's when we got the Runed Cow, the Dark Reaver, the Executioner's Axe, the breastplate. So he is now in a sexy black chest plate with a sexy black sword. And the axe does hit harder, but you're capped out, aren't you? And I'm only level 6, so the most I can hit for is 20 damage. So it's smarter to use the Dark Reaver. I figured that out after a little bit. I was using the axe because it technically it has more damage as far as damage versus delay. But I figured it out pretty quick that the Dark Reaver hits just as hard because there's a cap on how much damage I can do anyway. Plus the Dark Reaver has a light, it's like a light source, so that's nice. So now I'm using the Dark Reaver. I did try the axe for a while. It also has a proc of like Vigor or something like that. So they both have a proc on them that I can't use yet. What is that, level 20 when you can start using procs? But I don't know, put it in the comments. When does your damage cap raise? And when can you start using procs off of weapons? So I now have the Dark Reaver and the Axe of the Stoic or something like that. I forget what it's called, the axe. But they both have a proc on them. And yeah, he was fighting. I had him fighting those skeletons. I'll show you. I'll make a video. But he died. He was doing really good, and then like it just caught up to him. You know how that goes. It was a 6-minute spawn. I cleared it. I cleared it again. I cleared it again. But the problem was like every once in a while they would be even, and then I had like a run of evens in a row, and it caught up to me. So, but I was doing pretty good. Sometimes they were blue. It seemed like it was 1 out of every 3 was white. And then all of a sudden I had a run of whites and it just caught up to me. My harm touch was down and my sow dropped. Somebody had given me a sow. And it was a really close fight. You know, I know to run, but there is some water in between that camp and like the guards. So sometimes I'm afraid. So I stood my ground basically. Because I knew like if I tried to run, I'd be in the water going super slow. I need to get my swimming up on that Ogre Shadow Knight. But yeah, he's got a nice chest plate and a sword to match. He still has no pants on. I know you'll be happy to hear. He's like the guy dipping his toes in the water with short shorts showing his tat on his shiny thighs. Popping his shirt off. He popped his shirt on to cover them nips. Yeah, we're about halfway through this camp right now. It's a 22-minute spawn. There is... How many gators are there? There's 3, then there's 2. Then there's 3 again. Then there's 2. So there's 10. There's 10 gators, 22-minute spawn. Kill a gator every 2 minutes, and you'll be good. And it's going super smooth. I think he's AFK right now. My pet broke while he was AFK, so I went ahead and killed it. It was low on health anyway. It's the best way to go about it, I feel. Keep using your pet. So I was talking about the differences between soloing and duoing, and I don't think I went all the way into it. When you're soloing, you're keeping a pet for one fight. You know, you're having two things fight each other. You're breaking charm when they're really low, when they're both really low. You keep the one rooted. You break the charm on the pet. You stun the pet. You kill the pet. And then you deal with the enemy that's rooted. And you kill that too. Now you get 2-for-1 deal. 2-for-1 deal. That's how you solo. So you never keep the same pet. You just keep going in twos. But when you're duoing, I take a pet. Usually I'll give it a weapon or something. I might even buff it a little bit sometimes. Depends what you're doing. But so I took that gator pet, that very first gator, and now he made it through like 5 other gators before I killed him off. So it's still the same kind of deal. You're just keeping a pet until it gets really low on health, and then you'll kill it off. Or you can memory blur it and keep it if you really like it. I still haven't figured that out. I need to practice that. I need to go somewhere where there's like one enemy. I need to charm it. I need to go somewhere where there's like 2 enemies. I need to charm one of them, have it fight the other one, lose a bunch of health, and then practice like memory blurring them into healing themselves. Because I haven't got that down yet. I tried it in lower Guck, and it wasn't working. It kept seeing me. It kept seeing me. Like I would even blink a few times. The memory blur would seem to work, and then he would just keep seeing. There wasn't room or something. It was tight quarters, and I couldn't figure it out. So I need to go somewhere like outside and practice, maybe. Because that's definitely a thing you might do eventually. If you get an awesome pet and you give it awesome weapons with awesome buffs, and its health gets really low and you have no way of healing it, you memory blur it. You like unpet it, memory blur it, go like have it walk back to its spawn point, like totally forget about you. Its health will go up by like 5% a tick, and it'll have full health in like a minute or 30 seconds or something. It's really quick. So that's another way to tell if something's forgot about you, is if their health goes up way faster. If it's your pet, it's going to go up really slow. If they still remember you, it's going to go up really slow. If they still have aggro on you, it's going to go up really slow. But if they aren't your pet anymore, or they forgot about you, if the memory blur works, basically, then their health will go up super fast to get them back up to full. That's what most enchanters do if they want to keep the same pet. They'll break it, they'll memory blur it, they'll have it forget about them, and then their HP will go way back up, and then they'll re-pet it. I didn't want Val wasting his mana on healing my pet. Might as well just kill it off if it's low. That's different ways to do things. Solo, one way. Duoing, if you want to keep the pet, one way. If you don't care about the pet, you just want the experience from the pet. That's what we were doing. So once it got low on health, we would kill it off. We only had to kill off 2 pets, because we only did the 10 gators. I just wanted to show him the camp. He didn't have much time. It wasn't like... If he had more time, we would have kept doing this. But he was only on for a little bit here. I just wanted to get one in, you know? Get back in the groove. Maybe start a thing. Maybe every Tuesday night or something. I don't know. But that was the last one for the camp here. The 10 gator camp. If you keep going, it's another, like, water area. Some green water, I think he said. There might even be another hallway, like, past that water. I gotta go check it out. I still haven't done it. I still haven't checked it out. But, yeah. I think that was pretty much it here. Did I tell you my idea yet? Oh, yeah, getting best in slot for my Shadow Knight. So we'll, like, get the best in slot. We'll go to the wiki. And I'm going to, like, try to camp all these things. I'm trying not to buy them. I want to go camp them for videos. Which is a hard thing, because you have to... You know, it has to be a camp you can do, first of all, which I have a 60 necro. Most of them I should be able to do. And if I can't do it, if it's something like super hard, then I will just take the next notch down. There's multiple options on best in slot for like pre-planer. They give you like 4 options. So I'll just pick the one I can definitely do. Like the hardest one I can do reasonably. And first, that's the first thing. Make sure I can do it. Number 2, it has to be open, so nobody has to be there. Number 3, once we're there and doing it, it has to drop. So I don't know how I'm going to record that. I might just record the camp and hope it drops or whatever. I'll show you where to go to get the best in slot item for the Shadow Knight. In a perfect world, it drops on video. If that's impossible for some reason, it's just not dropping for me on video. Well, it'll be whatever. I'll try super hard to get it to drop on video. But if it doesn't, at least, hey, here's the spot. This is what you do. Here's the camp. This is how you do it. Eventually, it'll drop. This is where you go to get your best in slot for your Shadow Knight. Shadow Knights are pretty fun, man. One of the best tanks in the game. It's similar to a Necro, just a weak Necro, but a more of a tank. It's like a tank with a tiny bit of Necro, a dash of Necro. I think a Shadow Knight's like 75% warrior tank and 25% Necro. You get a little crappy pet that's 15 levels below you. We're breaking the pet because he needs to go. I think I did pretty good on this break. I mezzed it and everything, even though he's hitting it, so that breaks it. But I barely took any damage there. Watch this stuff. Watch this move. Tosh it. Anarchy. Global cooldown. And this is a rusty Enchanter. I don't know why. I root it. Okay, well, it's not up yet. What should I do? Oh, stun. How about stun, dummy? Stun it. Yeah. Anarchy's back up. Let's go. Trying to burn it down. Global cooldown. Root it, because I just did direct damage. Run up. Stun it. So he doesn't have to take damage. And there's the Anarchy for the finish. For the slam dunk. NBA Jam. So we got experience on every single one of those. I felt like my bar moved pretty good. I was happy with the little session that we did there. Made up for me dying, at least. It's pretty good. So Val is level 33, and he's about almost halfway through 33. He hasn't been playing much. He's kind of like me. He hasn't been playing as much recently. I've been playing about once a week right now to make these videos. And we've been trying to do a session for a while now. Finally got it in, so that's cool. And now I can show you guys the way out, I guess. But that was my one idea. I have two other ideas that I think are even better, but I don't want to like give it away quite yet. Maybe I'll hint at it. Maybe I can hint at one that the thing you guys probably come to the channel for. I've said it before, but I'm going to do it in list form. So another list, a top 5, a top 10, but why you come to the channel, why a lot of people come to the channel. So this might be the best list yet. We've had a couple where, you know, whatever, top 5 guard camps where you guys weren't too excited about it. So I know you're thinking maybe it'll be something like that you won't like. But some people come to the channel for one thing, and it's going to be a list about that. So, and everybody else will like it too. It's not just a thing that only certain people like. Here I almost die. I don't know what was going on. I kept getting interrupted. I was stuck up against a pole. I was starting to freak out. I keep getting interrupted. I'm trying to root. Let's watch this, because it was weird. We can do the slow motion John Madden replay. So I don't even know where this thing comes from, first of all. Oh, it's a respawn, duh. But it's not there right now, you see. So I was trying to lead. I was going to follow Trey out. Because this was the first time he's been down here. He told me he knew the way out, like he could remember how to get out, because he just had to go back the way you came. But I felt like a douchebag just like gating out. I wanted to also invis out in case he ran into trouble. Maybe his invis drops right at the wrong time, then I'll be there to help. So that's what I was thinking, like, let's go. Let's both go. If I see something crazy happening along the way, I can stop and help. But this is what happened while I was trying to do that. He was probably already long gone too, because he's invisible and I can't even see him. But I was making sure, like via text, and I still don't see this gator. But the roamer, I think, does spawn. Oh, there it is. So now he's hitting me, right? I was in the middle of casting invisibility. So the gator hits me. Right as I was like tapping the button, it looks like, because it cast after he hit me. But so I get out of that, I back up, Back up. I'm stuck against a pole, like a torch. I try to cast stun. I think it went off. Or maybe I got, now I'm trying to do root. I rooted myself. Okay, that's what happened. I see. Yeah, because I was targeted. I was on myself trying to cast invisibility. I get attacked out of nowhere. I forget to change targets, and then I root myself. So that's what happened. Well, at least I got to see. Makes sense. So none of that. It wouldn't have been as hairy if I didn't root myself against that torch. But I end up getting the root off. My root breaks. I get the root off on the alligator while freaking out and thinking I'm about to die. Run away a little bit, then I gate. I'm bound at right there at Kazakh. One thing to watch out for is when you zone out of Kazakh, there's an ogre guard that can be there. So if the ogres don't like you, be careful zoning out of Kazakh, because he will walk all the way up to the zone, almost. So it's almost safer to stay in Kazakh if you're going to sit down. So zone out, zone back in type of deal. Sometimes that can be bad. You've got a train on you, and you're running to the zone line, and you zone out, and there's the ogre guard standing right there, so you zone back into the train. You're screwed on either side. What are you going to do? But yeah, it's probably a good place to cut it. There is not much left. We just talk about what we're going to do next time, or he's going to bring some characters over to play with the Shadow Knight. He has a paladin or a necromancer. What do you guys think about that? I know I ask a lot of questions. Go to the community tab. Vote on that poll. What's your favorite character to watch me play right now? Don't just say Necro because I started with the Necro. You could have already watched all the Necro videos and you're ready for something new. What's your favorite class to watch me play right now? Go vote on the community tab post because that's basically what it is. What else was there? What do you think who should duo with the SK when we duo occasionally? Should it be a paladin or a necro? He's got a paladin and a necro. He can make a whole new character, I'm sure, and get him to level 5 or 6 if both of those you think suck. As far as a good partner with the SK. I thought maybe Necro since I'm already the tank, but then I was like, I have Necro abilities eventually, so that's going to get weird eventually. So maybe Paladin. Because Paladin can heal 2 tanks. That might be cool. I might say Paladin. The more I think about it, maybe Paladin. You got a lay on hands and a harm touch combo. Got 2 tanks. We could switch aggro back and forth. Taunt. He's got a little heal in case we need it. I got harm touch in case we need it. Oh, maybe the Paladin. I might have to tell him, bring the Pally over on Discord. I think like the Necro would be like kind of the same almost. But that might be cool too. Let me know. Or, hey, don't do either one of those because this is awesome and ogres can be this and trolls are right there, ogres are right there. I guess the only other option would be shaman or warrior though, right? And, I don't know, maybe a shaman? I think paladin would be more fun than shaman. I've already played a shaman and had my fill of that. But if somebody else is the shaman, maybe. So maybe shaman is the other option, a big fat shaman. What do you guys think? I think paladin and necro is going to be the choice, but if it's an overwhelming, like, oh yeah, you got to do shaman, then maybe. Maybe we can convince him to level up a little shaman. A big fat shaman, actually. What else was I asking y'all? Hide corpse. What's with some commands that you always forget, like me? But yeah, those are my ideas. Get best in slot for Shadow Knight. And video, record it as I go get the stuff. Already got the Dark Reaver, already got the enameled black chest plate. And then my other ideas, something that a lot of people come to this channel for, that's kind of unique to me. I'm going to make a list out of it. So that's your hint. And then the other one is going to be like a big project. Both of the other two are kind of like a big project that I'm going to have to work on. Looks like we ran out of video there. And I don't know how to fix this. Hold on a sec. Looks like I talked a little bit too much today. But the other two are like big projects I'm going to have to work on. Like I'm going to have to gather footage or think about it on both of them. So they're going to be bigger videos that might take a couple weeks to make. But the first one, we can get started on. It could be a series. It can be a playlist. Let's go get best in slot for Shadow Knight, and we'll hand it over to the Shadow Knight every time we get it. And then our Shadow Knight, we could do maybe every other week. One week we'll do best in slot. Let's go get something. The next week we'll hand it to the Shadow Knight, and then he'll have it, and he can use it. Like next time you see the Shadow Knight, he's going to be using the Dark Reaver and the enameled black chest plate. If you got any ideas for that, like what's the easiest best in slot thing to go get? Put it on video. We can just start that playlist. Let me know in the comments. Just leave some comments, man. Hit like, share out the video. Like, share, subscribe. Consider joining. It helps a lot to hear good about the channel. Comment below. Let's run this thing up. Let's get another video a week. That's all we need. Keep these bangers going. Keep the views up. Keep telling people. Keep hitting like. Keep leaving comments. Keep watching the video the whole way through and all that. And I will do another day. We'll have another Wednesday. We will. I'll do it. You know, maybe October. We'll see how the rest of September goes, though. You guys are the best. Thank you so much for watching. And if you made it all the way to the end, what's the word? Beefcake. Put beefcake in the comments, and I'll know you went all the way through the video, listened to the whole thing. Beefcake, yeah. Shiny thighs. I'm out of here. Peace.